Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome to the MrUnique Show. Y'all got to give me a second. I'm getting myself together. I know y'all thought I probably wasn't coming tonight. Now, y'all know I'm coming. But I tell y'all what I got to do. I got to finish getting myself together. So, I'll be back. I promise you, I'll be back. Welcome, 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 welcome to the MrUnique Show. Y'all know I gotta pay some bills, man, before I go any further. Shouts out to DBoy Records. Go get it. The brand new one from DBoy Records artist Tiffany Renee, Brighter Day. Go get it. It is available right now. Also, go get that the brighter Day. I'm going to wait. That Gino Never, Dr. Oso part of the graduation, and I had a dig. Man, DBoy Records, y'all, over there making feel good music for the soul, and we got more music. Already got more music, new music is coming. Man, shouts out to DBoy Records. Also, shouts out to the international pimp, the international player, and everybody's daddy, Mr. Curly P of CP Productions. Shouts out, man, to Mr. Curly P. Also, we got to give a shouts out to CrossCut, home and law service. Contact Mr. Kenneth Bunny at 901-335-0515. Tell him Mr. Show sent you. I promise. Who can go to nice little account. Also, we got to give a shout out to SmooveHouseTV, man. Hey, they tell me that SmooveHouseTV is the smoothest place on earth. And I got to agree with them, man. That's how y'all see us. Me as motivational support, man. That's how y'all see us. Every day, man. Monday through Friday. Also, man, speaking of the motivational support, man, shouts out, man, to the little brother, the little homie, the best friend, business partner, man. Shouts out, man, to the motivational support. Also, man, shouts out to the brand new sponsor, FML Clothing. Faith Living Clothing, man. We walking in faith. Shouts out, man, to Faith FML Clothes, man. You can help motivate support for the prices and orders and all that, man. Y'all go on, holler at them. I'm telling y'all, they coming. It's coming, and leaving fast. Also, man, gotta give a shout out, man, to Blackout Studios. Tell me that Blackout Studios is a place to free your mind. Yep, it is. Y'all can see. That's where I am right now, man. Hey, y'all, welcome to the MrUnique Show, man. Glad to be here with y'all this evening. I know I came on a little bit later, but sometimes, you gotta have business. You gotta handle your business, man. You gotta get things taken care of. But I'm here. Ready to jump in, man. We've been doing a series. We've been getting a couple of questions from our Twitch family. YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitch, much love to you. Facebook, we need those hearts. LinkedIn, we see y'all too, man. But we've been getting questions, and one of the questions we was asked, people nowadays, people are looking for God. People are looking for God, but they also, and they're doing exactly what you're supposed to do when you're looking for God. They looking in the Bible. They are, but they reading and they trying to get an understanding. And there's some things in there they just don't understand, and there's certain things that was brought to the in their studies or in their reading and trying to get close to God. It was some things that was like they sent me in poet emails and questions, and they was like, "Man, Mr. Unique, have we been told the truth?" They said, "Man, God did what?" They sent me a bunch of scriptures that uh that were a little bit shady. Yeah, I'm not. Well, yeah, I guess shady would be the right word to say. They sent me a couple of scriptures. That as long as I have been around, I've never, uh, uh, but they looking, they sent scriptures, and even though I've, grew up under the Bible, pretty much, know the Bible pretty well. It was something that was given to me that I had no idea that was actually in the Bible. And it was actually things that God had said. And I was like, wait a minute now. Hey, wait a minute. That's not right. And I'm looking at things, and one of the scriptures that was given to me was Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, and 20 verses 28 and 29, when they were saying basically it's okay to go rape a young woman, and a minute, man. It's too much. It's too much. So I started. Me and Paul said, you know what? Getting the questions, we're gonna start the series. And one of the things that we decided that we wanted to do first was we wanted to know what are the attributes. When you think about God, what are the attributes? Now, so I know when I think about God, me personally, I think of perfection. I think God already knows things, so he's not going to do something because he already knows the outcome. That's what makes him perfect. I don't believe that God would have made Adam. If we put our feelings to the side, let's think about it. If we put our feelings to the side, we say, okay, God supremely good, wouldn't put us in a position uh, to do anything wrong because he knows everything. So I just can't fathom the thought of God creating man and then tempting man by telling man you can have anything in the garden but this most beautiful tree, which so happens now to be the tree of knowledge, you cannot eat from it. Well, why wouldn't God want me not? Why wouldn't God want me to have knowledge? But then something else says, but why would God even tempt me like that though? Knowing, because he's perfect, he would make me, knowing that I'm gonna fall, knowing that he gonna tell me not to do something, and I'm gonna do it, and he's still gonna make me. That would make God perfect. That's a oops, my bad. So I can't see. Okay, I understand. All right, well, we'll let that one ride. Then I said, well, looking at the things that was given to me when they asked the question and the scriptures they gave me, I said, well, God didn't want us to eat from the tree of knowledge. Okay, so apparently, I guess it would be safe to say that since God said don't eat from the tree of knowledge, I guess it's safe to say that, okay, I need to just take what's given and not do anything else. But then I get to read, and later on in the New Testament, I find out that I perish for the lack of knowledge. So now I'm confused. So I can see where the confusion could come in. So we said, well, what are the attributes of God? What is it about God that makes him God? It says in Western Christian thought, God is traditionally described as a being that possesses at least three necessary properties: omniscient, which is he's all knowing; omnipotent, which he's all powerful; and omnibenevolent, he's super good. In other words, God knows everything, has the power to do anything, and it is perfectly good. So with that being said, do we believe that God would allow, with him being all powerful, all-knowing and supremely good, why is so much bad stuff happening? What's going on? Because nothing that we have going on now, nothing about this life, nothing about this world says anything like God is love. Nothing of this world right now is love. So who's really in control? They say when we speak of God's attributes, we are talking about those characteristics that help us to understand who he truly is. That which follows is thorough, yet incomplete list in the summary of his attributes. So we got eternity, he's mercy, righteousness, self-existence, holiness, justice, love, grace, goodness. So then our Twitch family said, well, Mr. Unique, motivational poet, I need y'all to tell me what these scriptures mean. And they sent us a bunch of scriptures. And I said, okay, well, we're going to look into it. We're going to look into it. Like, we're going to look into it and we're going to give the honest answer. And that's what we're going to do tonight. After we take this break, it's the Mr. Unique Show. And I promise you, I will be back.
I'm Renee, and you're listening to Smooth House Radio.
Welcome back to the Mr. Unique Show. Yep, I went on to change the name because I kept on trying to call it the Mr. Unique Show anyway, so I went on and just called it instead of a unique show with Mr. Unique ThaProducer. I just went on to change the name of it. Hey, so welcome back to the Mr. Unique Show. We diving into it, man. We in our series. We is in our series, man. And like I said, we was given through our family of Twitch family. They people looking for God. And they said, Mr. Unique, like we really want God, but we going to the church and we can't really get no answers. Then we reading the Bible, it's confusing. Because 1 minute it's saying us do this, then the next minute it's telling us to do that, and then I'm like opening up my Bible and just trying to read it and learn stuff. And I'm looking, and the stuff that I'm looking at, I'm not knowing what to say about it because, like, is that really God? So they started sending us scriptures. They sent us scriptures. And I said, okay. I said, well, what we're going to do is, I said, I'm going to look up the scriptures and I want to look at them in the King James, but I'm also look at them in the New Living. Because a lot of people, when you read King James, the wording in it is so sometimes difficult to understand and read with all the thous and these and this is and beloved. Not. So I said, I'm going to look at that way. And I'm also get it at the New Living Translation so we can kind of get an understanding and we can all get an understanding. We can understand exactly what it's saying. So one of the scriptures that was sent to me was Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, the 13th through the 18th verse. I said, well, I've read Deuteronomy, so I'm sure what they're showing me in Deuteronomy, I've read. I'm sure that ain't what it is. Boy, was I fooled. Deuteronomy 13, 13. This is God talking. He said that scoundrels among you are leading their fellow citizens astray by saying, let us go worship other gods. God you have not known before. First of all, he called them scoundrels. We'll let that ride. He said they leading their fellow, they among you, they leading their fellow citizens astray by saying, hey, let's go worship somebody else. Somebody that y'all ain't never heard before. He said in such cases, you must examine the facts carefully. If you find that the report is true and such a detestable act been committed among you, so first, he wants you to go find out if it's true first. All right, don't just blow off from that. Make sure that you hear it, make sure you know for sure that they are praying to a God you've never heard before. All right, make sure that. He said, now this is what you are to do. I couldn't believe this was in the Bible. He said, this is what God told them. This is what you are to do. He said, if you find that the report is true and such a detestable act has been committed among you, you must attack that town and completely destroy all its inhabitants, as well as all the livestock. Then you must pile out the plunder in the middle of the open square and burn it. Burn the entire town as a burnt offering to the Lord your God. The town must remain a ruin forever. It may never be rebuilt. Keep none of the plunder that has been set apart for destruction. Then the Lord will turn from his fierce anger and be merciful to you. He will have compassion on you and make you a large nation, just as he swore to your ancestors. The Lord your God will be merciful only if you listen to his voice and keep all his commands that I'm giving you today, doing what pleases him. Goodness, grace, holiness, justice, love, mercy. Let me tell y'all what just happened. God just told them folks, go listen and see if anybody's praying, anybody besides me. And if it's a God that you have not known, a God you've never heard of, I want you to go in there, completely destroy the city, kill everybody and the livestock, burn the city for me, burn the city to me, and I'll be merciful to y'all. No. Do that really? Just let's take our feelings out of it. That's God. That's God. God telling these folks to go basically wipe a whole civilization off the face of the earth if they not praying to him and if it's a God they've never heard of. Now, when I saw that, I said, well, dog, That made me think. I said, yeah, God did do the flood too. I said, dog, then Sodom and Gomorrah. So then I started to think, how many people did God actually kill? And how many people did Satan kill? Because they told us that Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. They said Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Wow. Wow. This is according to biblical numbers. God killed 2,038,344 people. Watch this. Those 2,038,344 people, that's not even including the flood and Sodom and Gomorrah. So the number is actually high. But then you look up at the top and Satan was 10. I actually, not to take up for Satan, never will, definitely believe in God, not the one in the Old Testament though. But to be fair, Satan's number says 10. The 10 that Satan killed was Job's 7 daughters and 3 sons. But if you know the story, you know that Satan's only allowed to do that because God gave him permission to do it. So technically, wouldn't that blood be on God's hand if he gave the devil the permission to do it? Then that would be on God's head. So technically the 10 goes to God. So then I got to thinking, I said, well, wait a minute, man. That's pretty bad. But then my mind again got to thinking about Bible stories. And I thought about the Bible story in Genesis 22:2. I thought about that Bible story. If you know anything about that Bible story, that's the story of Abraham and Isaac. You know that Abraham was an old man when he had Isaac. Isaac was his only son. It waited over 100 years for the son that God promised him. And finally, Abraham is blessed with the son. The son grows up. Now he's about 16 or 17. And then God told me, then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah, sacrifice him as a burnt offering on the mountain I will show you. Hold your thought. Because when we get back from this break, we're going to dive into that. It's the MrUnique Show. I'll be back.
DBoy exclusive.
Party after graduation, time to get wasted. Ride through the city, shake, go crazy. Party after graduation, time to hit up Vegas. It look like we gon' party, now we done with great. Party after graduation, time to get wasted. Ride through the city, shake, go crazy. Party after graduation, time to hit up Vegas. It look like we gon' purge. Time to cut a little girl school out. She don't wanna be cuffed up, turned out. Don't call, don't text, she getting worked out. Couple shot, time to party after graduation. Big wave, surf's up, baby, I'm wasted. She started half naked, I see what she think. Homie trick to try to smash after graduation. Ballin' in the cut, you need a band-aid. Shot a cold, hurt feeling, got a headache. I got cash in the strap, I'm a heavyweight. Who that showed enough? And I'm Leroy. The teacher gave me hell last week in school. After graduation, I'ma act a fool. Cap and gown last day, she getting tossed up. Party after graduation on State Street. Time to really come together over St. Smith. Party after graduation, time to get wasted. Ride through the city, shake, go crazy. Party after graduation, time to hit up Vegas. It look like we gon' party, now we done with great. Party
69 ain't my destination. Might sip up on some dark tonight, picking up my concentration. 120s, 50s need different combinations. The money coming savage on the only time I'm ready.
School's out for summer. Niggas like me roll up and take shots of tequila. Yeah, I said like that weed up. At a bonfire chillin' cause I'm with some white folk. Came from a block party, turned in the hood, yo. Shut the park down, everything's all good though. After dark now, mommy, we gon' get it in. Tell your friends, meet my friends, it gon' be a long weekend. Hit again, I got some business, me and Mike Pico. Dividends arriving in, sign us up, we sign them in, they line it up, try again. Welcome to the middle, man. Party at the graduation, time to get wasted. Ride through the city, shake, go crazy. Party after graduation, time to hit up Vegas. In the lane, we gon' party, now we done with crazy. Party after graduation, time to get wasted. Ride through the city, shake, go crazy. Party after graduation, time to hit up Vegas. In the lane, we gon' party.
Okay, bottles on ice and the feeling nice. Smoke in the air and about to catch a flight. And I ain't talking about a plane. Graduate the game, walk across stage when they call me name. Okay, question where the is going and what the is on. Man, you know my plan, let's get the bitches okay, roll out the carpet, let's welcome the graduates. Whatever you need, indulge in your habits. Got a bag of the Grinch, a bag of the winch. Light or the dark, getting graduation bent. Man, diploma while we party, sipping on Bacardi. No more late to class or even tardy. Man, getting super ripped, might wake up in the spittle. Kentucky to Tennessee, and welcome to the middle.
Okay, getting super ripped, might wake up in the spittle.
Welcome back to the MrUnique Show. Yep, welcome back. We back into it, man. We into it. We back into it. We back into it, man. We trying to understand some things. We had some questions sent to us, and y'all know how me and the motivational poet do. We gonna answer anything that's sent to us, and then if it's something that we like, wait a minute, we gonna say something. That's exactly what we did. That's what we did. And so we had somebody on our Twitch family to ask us, a question, and people looking for God, and they going to the church and they read the Bible, but they confused. So they asked us, hey, what do y'all think this means? Now, I grew up in a religious household. One of the things and one of the books that I feel like I know well is the Bible. And so I was like, well, I'm sure they can send me some stuff and I can explain it. I thought maybe I seen a lot of stuff that was in the Bible. So, I didn't think nothing would surprise me. Oh, but I was wrong. And then when I started looking, I said, wait a minute. I thought about the story of Abraham and Isaac. So Genesis 22:2 said, then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain. I will show you. Hold it right there. So Abraham, Abraham is over 100 years old. He's waited on this child. The child is about 16 or 17 now. And God tells Abraham, I'm finna see how much you really love me or fear me. Let's see. Because he told him at the end. He said, I want you to take your son, the one that you have waited for. I know he's 16, 17 years old. I want you to take your son, and I want you to take him to a mountain and blood sacrifice him to me. So Abraham gets up, grabs two of his servants, Isaac. They go on, they start heading to Moriah. And when they get there, Abraham tells a lie. He tells the servants, y'all wait here while he and the boy go up to pray. You lying. Y'all not going nowhere to pray. But okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. So Isaac and Abraham get to walking toward the mountain. And after a while, Isaac looked around. Isaac said, hey, Pop, I see we got the wood. I see we got kindling for the fire. I see you got the knife. I got the rope. What we gonna sacrifice? Abraham tells a second lie. He said, God will provide. No, Abraham. God not finna provide, Abraham. Abraham, you finna go up there and you finna provide the lamb. It's finna be your son. So then they get up there. Abraham grabs his son, bounds him, throws him on the altar, getting ready to kill him, blood sacrifice him. He's getting ready to kill him when an angel of the Lord, say that loosely, told him to hold on, don't do it. I know you fear me now. Go get that lamb over there. Now, let's wait. Let's wait. Let's think about it. We said God is goodness, grace, holiness, justice, love, mercy, righteousness. Can y'all find any of that in anything that I just said? No. Let's think about this. What do y'all think the psychological damage that was done to Isaac? His daddy just damn near blood sacrificed him to God. Y'all don't think that had something to do with his mental? Y'all don't think that messed him up? How many of y'all right now, God told you to grab your firstborn, your baby, grab your firstborn, go outside, and put a bullet in the back of his or her head. How many of y'all gonna do that? I'll wait. We're gonna be not quick to do it. How do we know we're gonna be quick to not to do it? You remember Jody Aries? She said God told her to do that to her kids. And we laughed and scorned her. We say, ain't nowhere in the world God gonna tell you to go out there and kill kids. I beg to differ. Y'all said same God then, same God now. Y'all see what Hannibal Lecter said. He said killing must feel good to God too. He does it all the time, and we creating his image. That wasn't no good for on Isaac to live with for the rest of his life, his daddy. About to kill him. That doesn't look like mercy. That's not mercy. That's not mercy. Maybe to Audrey Hayes, excuse me, Noah, y'all don't know that. That doesn't look like mercy to me. It don't. So I said, I said, now when somebody brings something up that makes it makes sense. You got to be fair. You have to be fair. We have to be fair. That makes sense. Man. When we think about God, and then you think about some of the things that happened in the Old Testament, that shouldn't sit right with you. It shouldn't. God told Joshua to go down to the land of Canaan. And Joshua said, well, God, I don't know them. He said, I know, and I know they don't know you, but this is what I want you to do. He said, go down to the land of Canaan, knock on their door, tell them that they're going to be slaves. This is in the Bible, man. He said, tell them you're going to, if they deny you, if they stop you and say, we're not going to be your slave. God told them folks, God said, what you ought to do is, you kill every man and boy, kill the women, kill the livestock. He said, but if they have a virgin daughter that's not engaged to be married, you can get it from her. You can take it from her. Now, if you get caught, pay her dead daddy 50 shekels of silver and then marry her. The King James Version, because you have humbled her. No, you raped her. And then it said you may never divorce her. Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, verses 28 and 29. It's in there. I was talking to somebody who was a real. It's a difference between religion and spirituality. Okay, for one, it's a difference between being religious and being spiritual. I was talking to a real religious person yesterday. I asked the question. I said, I would like for you to read this and explain to me what this is saying. This is God talking, telling Joshua and his people what to do, giving them rules of what to do when you get down in Canaan. When they read it, the first thing they said was, I'm not about to play your game. First of all, this is not a game. This is real life. Because we've been taught something. We've been taught something that I guarantee you, nobody can say they fully agree with everything that's in that book. You know why you can't fully agree with it? Because for one, God did not. No. It's a proven fact from theologians and historians, both Christian and non-Christian, that if the original writers of the Bible were to look at what we have today, they wouldn't even recognize it. You do know the Bible has been rewritten over 6,000 times, right? You do know that a lot of the Bible stories, they have origins that predate the Genesis 30, 40, 50,000 years. How? So you gonna tell me that the Bible was written first and then this stuff copied off the Bible? But stuff was around before the Bible. In my studies and reading the Emerald Tablets, the Emerald Tablets of Thought, for a moment, I had to remember what I was reading because a lot of what Thought said sounded like a lot of Jesus in the New Testament. I was tripping. Nah, y'all do know I wasn't walking around behind them folks writing the Bible, right? Genesis is the beginning. Genesis is the start of time. That's what y'all tell us. So if Genesis is the beginning and Genesis is the start of time, why is it the fall of Satan? How was Satan in the garden? I'm just saying. Whew. Yeah. I know. We making a lot of people upset. Prove me wrong, man. I told y'all my feelings been hurt. My feelings been hurt. It's been hurt. The exact parental advisory. Explicit content, because God in the Old Testament is clowning. Does that sound like God? When we say God is goodness and mercy and grace, love, L-O-V-E, love. We say God is love. Now, I do believe in God. I do. I believe in God. I believe in God. Somebody, not somebody, and let me say this to y'all, for y'all that don't know. If you think God is a spirit, you're already wrong. God is not a spirit. In order for God to be a spirit, he would have had to have inhabited a body. He did not. And therefore, he's not a spirit. They are not spirits. They're beings, entities that's tridimensional and interstellar. So God is not spirit. God is in everything. He is everything. He's the inside the universe and outside the universe. God he's literally everywhere and everything. That's what God is. He's outside of of anything that we can even imagine. Remember, we said he's all-knowing, all-powerful, and he's supremely good. Why would God, a good God, why would a good God play with Abraham and Isaac like this? A good God would already know without telling Abraham to go blood sacrifice his son. A good God that knows everything would know that Abraham loved him. He wouldn't have to play with that little boy like that and set that man for life. Yeah, I understand. Mr. Unique Show. I'll be back.
The progress. We ain't like the average.
I've been on my grind, 25/8, that's what I call overtime. Overtime. And I hustle every day, every week, every month, trying to take care of mine. And I stay away from haters and the laws and them, cause they mean me no good. Although I'm on $1 million grind, I still love my hood.
I'm all good in my hood.
Well, I think so.
They said I changed cause I ain't hanging at the
corner store.
No more. Well, I changed for the good. I changed for the change so I can fuck with my hood. Understood? What's understandable don't need to be explained. I'm with my president, shit, it's time for a change. Hit you from long range, I call that a
sniper.
You know, like moving too fast, I call that a People bad bitch that walk like a model. No Twitter shit, but me she'll follow. Money on my mind and mind on my money. My homies say I changed, say I'm acting funny. Most of my homies changed while life getting ill, and I'm still doing me, chasing the meal. You know, life never been fake, I always been real.
I've been on my grind, 25/8, that's what I call overtime. And I hustle every day, every week, every month, trying to take care of mine. And I stay away from haters and the laws and them, cause they mean me no good. Although I'm on $1 million grind, I still love my hood. It's the 106 and Parkway.
That's me. You can see me from long distance without a binocular. I call my coupe Monique.
Watch me park
And you know I'm on my gutter shit.
for real. And you know I keep a bad gutter, bitch.
For real. And she said she love me. I told her I love her back. Only thing I love about her.
Then she getting stacked.
Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. We get footed, it's a rock.
And I beat up her back.
Call that a bass drum.
Boom, boom, boom.
Tryna take her to the
Boom, boom, boom.
I done got up off the subject. I ball cause I love it. You ballin' on the budget. On her lower back tatted, MRT. Who's singing the chorus? Mr.
I've
Unique.
been on my grind, 25/8, that's what I call overtime. And I hustle every day, every week, every month, trying to take care of mine. And I stay away from haters and the laws and them.
Welcome back to the Mr. Unique Show. Man, you gotta pay some bills. Shouts out to DBoy Records. Go get the brand new from DBoy Records artist Tiffany Renee. Right today, go get that. I'm gonna wait. Gino, never. Dr. Oso, graduation. I had a did. Man, go get it, man. DBoy Records over there making that feel good music. But also gotta give a shout out to CrossCut, lawn and home service. Contact Kenneth Bunny, 901-339-0515. Tell him the Mr. Unique Show sent you. Promise you, he got a discount for you, man. Also, shout out to the international player and everybody, daddy, the homeboy, man, CP, Curly Pizzle, man. Shouts out to CP Productions. Also, shouts out to SmooveHouseTV, man. Hey, tell me this SmooveHouseTV is the smoothest place on earth. What? I gotta agree with it, man. That's how y'all see us every day, every week, man. Also, man, shouts out to FML Clothing, man. Faith makes a living, man. We walking it over here, man. FML, man. Shouts out to FML Clothing, man. Gotta give a shout out, man, to the little brother, the little homie, the best friend, the partner, you know. The brother, man, y'all know who he is, man. The motivational poet. Shouts out, man, to the little homie, man. The motivational poet. Y'all know I gotta give a shout out, man, to myself. I'm Mr. Unique. Why not? I do own the rights to all music that y'all hearing tonight. I just got to get that out there. Facebook, YouTube, y'all heard it. I do own the rights to all the music that's being played. Yes, I do. Also, man, we got to give a shout out to Black Out Studio. It's say Black House Studios is the place to free your mind. And I gotta agree with him. That's where I am. Tonight, as y'all can see, I'm actually at Black House Studios, man. Welcome back to Mr. Show. And I'm sorry if we're making some of y'all upset. I'm sorry if this is not sitting well with you. No, I'm not. Nah, I'm not. I'm not sorry, because we have to get God for ourselves. At the end of the day, yeah, wherever you believe in, you want to be able to spend somewhere in eternity at peace. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. So there's nothing wrong with you trying to see how and what you got to do on this side to make sure that you do good on the other side. There's nothing wrong with that. It's also nothing wrong. Just because something has been done 1,600 years does not mean that it's been right. Let's admit that. How is it that we as Christians, we can believe in, we can believe Jesus walked on water. We can believe that he turned water to wine. We can believe he healed the sick. We believe that he healed the lame, and he made the deaf hear and the dumb speak. We can believe all of that. We even can go as far as to believe that Jesus died, but not only did he die, we go as far to believe that he rose after being dead for 3 days. So if we can believe that, how is it that we can't sit up and say, wait a minute, this is in the very book that I'm reading. It's in the very book I'm reading. I haven't never known it, but I don't agree with that. So I tell you what you should do. A lot of us read the King James Version. Do you even know who King James is while you're standing up there reading his Bible? Do you know who King James is? Do you know that King James was a ruler who wanted absolute power? Did you know that King James didn't like the fact that people was getting one type of Bible read to them in church, which was the bishop's Bible, what it wanted them to know. But then when they got home, they had the right Bible. James didn't like that. Do you know that King James, he was, I'm trying to figure out the way to say it, because I don't want to violate. Let's just say he liked both the fruit and the feet. Let's say it like that. Yeah, that's a safe way to say it. And I know, growing up as Christians, I know how they feel about that. So the man whose Bible you read, he liked men and women. That's the best way. He liked men and women. He sure did. All right. But then on top of that, King James didn't even believe that even you had a right to go to God for yourself. King James believed that only the king, not even the pope, not even your pastor, preacher. King James believed that only the king had an absolute authority and right to go to God. You couldn't. But yet, that is the number one his. So now, if King James had all of that going on, don't you think that maybe, just maybe, if you could believe that a man died and got up, if you could believe a man died and was dead for 3 days and got up, caught a cloud back to glory, if you can believe that, why can't you believe that maybe, just maybe, it's possible because King James was trying to rule over the people. And the way you rule over the people is through religion. So could it be that possibly some of that could be not the infallible word of God, but the infallible word of King James. You do know the Bible has been rewrote 6,000 times, right? Yep. And yet when you say that and you mention it, your religious people get so mad at you. They get so upset with you. They get so hot. Your religious people do. They get so mad because all you did was ask the question. That's all you did, was ask the question. And now, because you asked that question, you, my friend, are the worst person in the world. And then they go back into the script. They go back to the script. Well, he's Jehovah, this, that, and this, and that, and he's the same today and forever. Okay, all right. That explains it all then. That explains it all. Why is it that the religious people, especially why is it that they so mean? I thought the Bible said with love and kindness have I drawn thee. They get so hot, they get so fighting mad. You know why? I'm gonna say why. Because I used to be that one too. I used to be there with it. Man, you ain't finna talk to me bad about no Bible. Until I said, wait a minute, maybe they're not talking bad because they're not trying to discredit the Bible. But if you really believe that every word in that Bible is the infallible word of God, my friend, you have missed the mark. Just right now, off the top, I'm going to give you a contradiction that's in the Bible. At the beginning of time, God told Adam and Eve not eat off the tree of knowledge. That's what they could not. Why wouldn't God want me to have knowledge? Okay, fine, God, I'm not going to eat off the tree of knowledge. But then let's fast forward into the New Testament. And now you're telling me that I perish for the lack of knowledge. The Bible says my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Wait, that in itself is a contradictory. You told Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge. But you said I'm going to perish for the lack of knowledge. Well, the reason why I have the lack of knowledge is because you told me not to do it. So now I'm going to perish because I'm doing something you told me not to do? That makes sense. But now you have your religious people. They're trying to flip it. I know I was the one that was trying to flip it. Until one day, I heard myself. Somebody had asked me a question. And when they asked the question, the answer that I gave them, I was like, wait a minute. I was repeating something that I've heard over and over my whole life. But this time when I said it, the person I was talking to said, you don't even believe that, do you? I said, you know what? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I said this several times. I've repeated it. But for some reason today, that shit don't sound right. That don't sound right. But then I started looking and paying attention to really paying attention. The ones that's really, really mean, and the ones that's really, that's holier than thou, that forget that it's natural then spiritual. Think about this. Think about it. Look, use your mind. Everybody or anybody that you know who is really tough and under their religious mindset, and you can't talk to them about a hamburger because they thanking God for the pickle. What? They thanking God for the sesame seed. What? Think about it. Those are people that if you say anything to them about religion, they get so mad But those also are the people who are barely getting by. I asked somebody, I said, man, how you doing? He was a very religious person. I said, how you doing, man? He said, oh man, I got this wrong, I got that wrong, I need this, man, I need this, I need that, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get it done, man, I'm just hurt, man, God is good. Yeah, apparently not to you though. Man, how you doing? Well, man, I'm blessed. And when I got there, I was blessed and saying it. They started to say, wait a minute, you sure that's God blessing you? Well, whoever it is, I don't pray to say. I don't do that. I pray to God. The Bible say you know them by the fruits that they bear. How is it that the real religious people are always at the bottom of the barrel? If you are y'all always at the bottom of the barrel, and like it's okay to be mediocre. But everything that I thought that God should be about, God is about growth, prosperity. God is about opening up the windows of heaven and pouring you enough that you can't receive. You ain't even started to get drip yet. Waiting on God. Maybe, just maybe, it's not God. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe, just maybe it's your ass. Because the Bible says you will know them by the fruit. Now, if you're telling me that you love God and you got all this and this and that and this and that, then your fruit, your natural fruit, should show it. Because in order for me to believe anything that you saying spiritual, I should see consequences of your spiritual life naturally. I should. It should work that way. If you're doing everything like that, God got all power in his hand, that means that I should be able to look at you and say, man, now that person has God inside of them. Oh, my bad. Everybody has God inside of you. You know that though, right? Yep. It's all about finding yourself. We all are a part of the divinity. We are. I asked the person, I said, so I gotta go find God. Yes, you have to find God and welcome him in. I gotta welcome God in. Yeah, you gotta welcome him in. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, okay. So I gotta welcome God in. So God is not already a part of me? No, he's not. He's not. But I thought that all things were made in him, and all things come from him. Jelly bean, peanut, they're my kids. They got my DNA in them. So if I'm God's child, that means I should have God's DNA inside of me. So you telling me I gotta go find the DNA? How is it? Only the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews believe that you and God separate. Every other culture, every other culture believes that God is a part of you. You just have to learn how to get to God. Yep. Now that makes a lot more sense than hearing from a man that told me to go see if anybody praying to anybody that they don't know, and if they do, kill the whole town and burn their stuff up to me for a burnt offering. That sounds way better than that. Yeah, it does. Sound a whole lot better to me. I told you, I feel like I've been duped. I feel like I've been duped. I feel like I've been played. And I don't blame the ancestors because they was just teaching what they was taught. I don't blame pastors and preachers for preaching it and teaching it. But at the same time, what I do blame them for is not even knowing whose Bible they are reading. Do you know who King James is? Oh man, you probably don't. Tomorrow is the MrUnique and Motivational Poet Show. Tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. Y'all know how we do it, man. We don't know what's gonna happen on Freestyle Friday, but we know we just love being here with y'all. Until tomorrow, same place, same time, same channel. It's the MrUnique Show, and love you. Good night.
Yeah.
Press to the max.
Yeah.
What the fuck I do?
It's also you bastards.
Ain't from where I'm from.
And I had to dig.
I had to dig too.
And I had to dig.
Straight out the trenches.
And I had to dig.
Made for the struggle.
And I had to dig. And I had to dig. I was way at the bottom. I made it look easy. And I had to dig. Threw dirt on my name. Went deep in the mud. And nothing gonna be safe around me. Nobody Lord, they chasing clout. Say you got hands and I ain't out. Headed to the top straight forward. And I had to climb. And I had to dig. I was way at the bottom. I made it look easy. And I had to dig. Threw dirt on my name. Went deep in the mud. Nothing gonna be safe around me. Nobody Lord, they chasing clout. Say you got hands and I ain't out. Headed to the top straight forward. But I had to climb. And I had to dig. Life's so heartless, I feel like a target. Way too many losses, pray I make up in the morning. Reaching at the stars, pour some blessings on me. Life's so heartless, I feel like I'm haunted. I'm trying my best and no time to rest. I climb every mountain and pass their test. Too many good died young. I see the crooked lives when they come. Through the crooked lives and the crooked lives where I smoke swerve. I am that guy, I can't complain. I juggle according. America, America. Flood out the city, new virus imported. No medical help, they cut down the jobs. Too many villains in my community. Trying to sell dope, but jump out and rob. That's how they did me with no second chance. Sure, so you either you starve. You either you starve. And I had to dig. And I had to dig. And I had to dig, and I had to dig, and I had to dig. I was way at the bottom, I made it look easy, and I had to dig. Threw dirt on my name, went deep in the mud, nothing gonna be safe around me. Nobody Lord, they chasing clout. Say you got hands and I ain't out. Headed to the top straight forward, and I had to climb, and I had to dig. I was way at the bottom, I made it look easy, and I had to dig. Threw dirt on my name, was deep in the mud, nothing gonna be safe around me. Nobody Lord, they chasing clout. Say you got hands and I ain't out. Headed to the top straight forward, but I had to climb, and I had to dig.
Out the deepest trenches, survive through the darkest nights. Smile when faced